Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you don't know me, I am Dr. Allie. I'm an OBGYN, and on this YouTube channel, I share all things about women's health, whether that is pregnancy related, birth control, periods, anything having to do with gynecology, and I'll also be sharing with you my path to becoming an OBGYN and a little bit of lifestyle here and there. But let's move on to today's topic. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that I think everyone should know before they decide to get an IUD. So let's get into it. So before I get into the 5 things that I think everyone should know, let's actually talk about what the IUD really is. An IUD stands for an intrauterine device. It's this little guy right here. This is a form of birth control that's called LARC. That is an acronym for a long-acting reversible contraception. That means that this guy is a form of birth control, it is not permanent, and it is reversible. Here are a couple of reasons why I personally really love IUDs. One of the biggest things is that you can set it and forget it. What that means is the IUD is intrauterine, which means it is placed inside of the uterus and it stays inside of the uterus. Then there's no pill you have to take every day, no injection you have to get, and it just sits in place and works its magic. Another reason why I really like IUDs is that you can actually place these in the office. So you can go to your OBGYN and they can place it in the office, and they can also remove it in the office. It's no big extensive procedure. And if you guys are interested, I will film another video explaining exactly how we place them and how we remove them. So if that's a video you guys are interested in, let me know in the comments and I'll film it for you guys. And another reason why I really like IUDs is that they are an extremely effective form of birth control. Depending on the kind of IUD that you get, they're anywhere from 0.2 to 0.8% effective in preventing pregnancy. That's pretty good. Let's talk real quickly about how they work because I know you guys are wondering. So as I mentioned earlier, there's a couple different kinds of IUDs that are out on the market right now. There's one category which is a hormone-based IUD and another category that has no hormones in it, and it's a copper IUD. So the hormone IUDs, these IUDs have a hormone called levonorgestrel. It is a type of progestin hormone. The way that the hormone IUDs work is actually by increasing the thickness or the viscosity of cervical mucus, so that when sperm come in contact with it, they can't really swim through it because it's so thick. Now, the copper IUD works a little bit differently. This IUD works to create a toxic environment inside of the uterus so that as sperm get to the uterus, they cannot survive, so they just die. Now, let's talk about the 5 things that I think you all should know before getting an IUD. First thing, like I mentioned before, there are 2 categories of IUDs available right now, one with hormones and one with copper. So let's talk about the hormones. Right now, there are 4 different kinds of hormone-containing IUDs. They all contain the same hormone, levonorgestrel, but they're all a little bit different. And depending on which one you get, they can last anywhere from 3 to 5 years. So those are the Mirena, the Kyleena, the Liletta, and the Skyla. If you guys want, I can make another video talking about each one of those. Okay, so next, the copper IUD. This IUD has no hormone. And I think it's amazing that we've reached a point where we have birth control that doesn't contain hormone, because there are some women that cannot take extra hormone as a form of birth control. So it's great that this option is out on the market for that subset of women who cannot take hormone. Now, reason number 2 where I really like the IUD is that while yes, it's a great form of birth control, it can actually help control heavy menstrual bleeding or women that have really heavy periods. So I think it's a great option for that population. Now, the third thing I want you guys all to know, IUDs do not cause infertility. I'm gonna say this one again because I've heard some pretty crazy TikTok theories running around out there. IUDs do not cause infertility. I mentioned before, the mechanism of action of an IUD is not to inhibit ovulation. So typically when you remove the IUD, you can start trying to get pregnant. After having your IUD removed, you can expect ovulation to return between 1 to 3 months. Everybody is different, so don't compare yourself to one person to another person. If you have any questions about your own personal experience or having trouble getting pregnant, you should definitely reach out to your OBGYN so that you can get a full workup. The fourth thing I want you guys to know about IUDs is it will change your period. Whether you get the hormone IUD or the copper IUD, you should expect changes to your period, and that is a normal side effect that we see with the IUDs. Now, with the hormone IUDs, you should expect to see a difference in the amount of blood that you lose while you're on your period. Even some women just don't bleed at all, or maybe just have some spotting. This is a normal side effect and it should be expected. This goes back to my previous point. So in women that have really heavy periods, having that IUD in place inside of the uterus can help decrease the amount of blood loss during your period. With the copper-based IUD, you kind of see the opposite. If you have a history of heavy periods, the copper IUD may not be the best option for you, as it can make your periods heavier. Now remember, every single person reacts differently to medications. So side effects may vary, but yes, either the hormone or the copper, there should be some changes to your period. We expect that. And the last thing I want you to know about this little device is that you can have one placed even if you're 1, not sexually active, and 2, have never had kids. And a lot of people out there are saying that you can only get these if you've had kids or if you've been pregnant. That is completely false. Research has actually shown that the IUDs are a great option for teenagers who haven't been pregnant because, like I mentioned earlier, you set it and you forget it. Usually for teenagers, it's harder to remember to take a pill every single day. So by just having one of these in place, like I said, set it and forget it. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I answered some questions and that you learned something new. If you guys found it helpful, I would love it if you shared it with your friends, your cousin, mom, sister, daughter, whoever, so that we can help continue to empower and educate women. I'd also love it if you guys hit that subscribe button and follow me along on this new YouTube channel journey that I'm starting on. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at the same name, AliRodMD, and I'll also link my blog down below. That is thelatinadoc.com. And in that blog, I share a bunch of other information in detail in both Spanish and English. So to my fellow Latinas, I hope you check it out and that you find it helpful. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what kind of topics you want to see on here next. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and that you learned something new. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.